Hey guys, Jay Agone with VTuber NewsDrop right here, and I have with me Asha. She is a VTuber based in the Philippines, and for the past 365 days, she has gained over 1,966 followers based on the Solinome stats, and she's been watched for more than 17,000 hours.
What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my fan droids. Welcome, welcome. My name is Asha. I'm your most favorite rather, Gynoid. A gynoid slash android VTuber from the land of the shadow realm, unfortunately. And hi, it's very nice to meet you. I like to do variety streaming. I like to hang out with my friends, and of course, I love to do my DJ Asha 69.9 Gynoid radio station. What's up?
Beckons through the leaves as autumn colors fall. Dancing in this world of golden memories, the loveliest lights
She is with
of
us for our Spotlight
all.
series, and let's go with this one. So first, thank you for joining us here on Spotlight, and I'm really happy to talk to you again. This is not the first time that we did this.
Mm, yeah, actually, you're right. This is the technically second time that I've been interviewed by you, but it's great to have you again, Jay. Of course, as always, you know me. As long as you need me and anything of the sort, then I'm always happy to be here, rather. And yeah, again, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very humbled by this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Asha. So first question: we've seen your Twitch channel stats last year. I mentioned it
Mm.
earlier, and the growth was evident. So what drove you to continue this VTuber grind?
Okay, thank you for the question. Let's see. I know. Okay, wait. So I did. I could have. All right. I could have actually wrote something on a memo for this, but I feel like it would be nice if I genuinely answered this on the fly. So first of all, thank you so much for the question. And honestly, I have no clue what happened during this time period. All I know was that I was grinding and doing my best, making my rounds all over the community. And I was just surprised that for some reason, people just found me, and people from everywhere, not just in the Philippines and other communities as well. Mostly in Asian servers, or sorry, Asian countries like Malaysia or Indonesia and such. I also have friends from other sides of the world as well. So it's really overwhelming to get this type of growth, even with the fact that again I am just an indie VTuber and I've gotten so much support from not just my community but from other people as well. And I guess that's one of my biggest drives to continue VTubing. One, having such an awesome community, having people to work with me and be friends with me, and that alone keeps me motivated to create more content, to be able to produce all of the things that not something that I normally would do, I would say. Pushing myself off my boundaries or off my comfort zone rather, and being able to just make stuff that makes people happy. Again, I'm just glad that I'm able to do all of these things. So yeah, that's my that's my drive, my people, my friends, and just my yeah, just everybody who's supporting me.
Okay, thank you for that. We go on to the next question. Now, given that you are now independent, so how did you support yourself? What did you got from your community so far?
Mm, okay. How did I support myself? Good question. So if there's anything I've learned while I'm in the community, it's that being an indie VTuber is no joke. So it's always very important to have support, and obviously, a lot of people would prefer to have to be able to join corporate groups or just groups in general. Of course, is something that people nowadays would prefer. Again, but supporting myself alone, yeah, it's I don't know, honestly. That's my genuine answer. I don't have a specific um I don't really have an idea how I made it again this far, honestly. But the people that I've been with has been my motivation for growing and just being able to be with them and giving them all of whatever I can do. And it's very rewarding to see people smile and enjoy the content that I create. So, what support did you get from the community? A lot, really. They were the ones who encouraged me to pursue my passion, singing. And off stream or before I became a VTuber, I already was pursuing music and production and stuff like that. But of course, having people to back you up and you see them enjoy, they listen to your content, and I don't really accept compliments is great, but they give you this, this vibe that you're not alone. And how can I stop myself from grinding when you have this much support in your community? And that's it, really. Just, I don't really ask for a lot of the things. I don't really ask for a lot, really. But they've given me so much in terms of just the like moral support and stuff like that, that a lot of VTubers kind of neglect or not, or take for granted sometimes. So this is me telling you that everybody that has been with me thus far has given me so much. Like, it doesn't have to be like an actual material thing or anything like that. It's the love that they've given me that keeps me going.
Mm. We understand that. So you mentioned a lot of activities. You mentioned music. I believe you also dabble into like
Mhm.
FGC esports, that part, and
Yes,
also
actually.
yes, because the last
Mhm.
time I've heard from you, when you
Mhm.
started to become independent, this was at the peak of the tournament that you were hosting, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Mhm.
So that was, I believe, a Tekken match. That's a Tekken match.
It was, yes. Mhm.
So Tekken match. Now, okay, this is not in the list of questions that I've raised or
Mhm.
prior, but
Mhm.
Tekken. Okay, tell me which favorite character in the Tekken 8 roster that you'd like to play as.
You can't ask me this question.
What?
I love Tekken, but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, context, honestly, the Tekken tournament that I had last year that I hosted alongside Minty Watermelon, that was my first time ever exposing myself to the fighting game community and esports related organizing activities. And it was one of the biggest events that I've made, honestly, apart from the second tournament that I've also hosted and organized, which was a Guilty Gear tournament around March, I believe, March, June, July of the same year. And it was such a fantastic event. It was really fun. I enjoyed the community, not just, of course, my community, but also the fighting game community. It was such a blast having them along. And you can see how much they really, really enjoy just watching people like fight and participate in these tournaments. And it was it wasn't supposed to be like a very big event per se, but I guess the grand prize, to be fair, during that time, which by the way was a free rigged model, courtesy of course of Minty Watermelon. So it was such a big gathering, I would say, especially during that time when I was still starting, figuring out how to do streaming in Twitch. So it was one of those events that I'll never forget, and I would love to make another Tekken tournament, hopefully in the future. But to answer that question, my main character, or the one that I usually play before, was Nina. I practiced her a lot before, and then I got into playing other characters as well. My main forte, honestly, are female characters, especially those that have swift movements. For example, or usually a little leggy, I would say. Those who use a lot of legs, and that's usually common, I would say, in a lot of like female characters in Tekken. So that includes like again Nina, but I also like as of recently, I've also started to learn Elisa because robot. Am I right? I'm staying on brand here for this. And yeah, those are two of my favorites at the moment. I also started learning other characters as well, like such as Lucky Chloe and so on. But yeah, Nina has been my top main for as long as I can remember. It would be really nice to be able to participate in the future with Tekken game tournaments, or just being able to stream it online for the fighting game community or in my community. But for now, I'm just gonna be watching my friends play it until I get my game. Hopefully in the future, because I really do want to participate in more fighting games as well for my community.
Mm. That's really kind because nowadays we only have like several FGC events. Last year we've had Red Major and
Right.
the other smaller tournaments that we are being held within the communities. So thank you for that. Now, speaking of community, you have your community, of course. So far,
Yes.
they've stuck with you for this whole time. What makes your
Hmm.
community special?
Tough question. Um, I think one of the things that I think is the biggest reason why people stay in my community is its authenticity. Like I've always been very genuine in terms of relating to my community, and I know it's easy to put on a persona and be your character, but it's also a part of me, my personality, to be able to show myself, not just as Asha, but the streamer behind Asha. And that's something that I like to foster within my community, being genuine, being authentic, and the comfort that you will always feel every time you enter my streams or my server, because at the end of the day, I don't want people to put me on top of a pedestal. I want to be their friend. All right. Like more than anything, it's cool that people think that I am their Oshi, or that people believe in me, they're fans of me, and I can't digest that thought that people think that like I'm a cool person and stuff like that, when I honestly am just being me. And that's something that I think is really special about what we have in my community, that at the end of the day, like if you just want to hang out with me, I'm literally just there, and I'm just willing to just be here for you and hang out. And you know not just me particularly, but I also encourage other people to find friendship within my community, because again, it's easy to visit or stay in a server because of your Oshi, but I want people to be there because they have friends there. They've they made connections with people, all because of where they are in my server.
That's really appreciated because over time your server has your community has grown to have like people
Mm.
inside of it who are dedicated to reaching out to you, to hanging out, to listening to you, and even sending song requests. Just for the record, you have your like regular segments on the 69.9 Gynoid radio, and it's
Yeah.
that especially one is something else that's not yet so far. There are only a few streamers, VTubers, who are doing that kind of stream. Most often they call it like a karaoke stream, but this one is like this is a
Right.
pirate radio station. Like go and have
Mm-hmm.
fun. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Another question that's not in the list so far. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
think about this for yourself. You've
Mm-hmm.
you've met a lot of people in the community. Most of them, if not
Mm-hmm.
all, have you can't see their faces, but they reach out to you. They hang out with you. You have this community. They keep you motivated. So, if you were to talk to the Asha from 10 years ago, what would you tell yourself from 10 years ago about your development?
Hmm. Let's see. Well, 10 years ago, I wasn't a VTuber, so
Yeah.
but it's I think the only thing I want to tell her is that it it gets better. That's all. Like life has not been deja for little old Asha, as she was like young and she was figuring life out. And it's not always a great day for her. And I remember all the times that she was struggling with just figuring out where she wanted to be or what did she wanted to do. And she lost a lot of her drive growing up. So all I want to tell her is that things do get better. Like as long as she strives to be a better person and she does what she does, she loves what she does. then everything is gonna be okay.
Really, that's heartfelt. Heartfelt. Because there are like people who ignore their pasts for who they are now, and despite that, that past drove them to who they are right now. So those are just a few things that can be considered when you look back at yourself like 5 years, 10 years before. So another question. Now this we'll go back to the list. What is perhaps the most
Mhm.
important lesson that you have learned in your VTuber journey?
Mm, I learned a lot, you know. Being exposed to this type of industry is something that I never expected to be part of. Because again, I wasn't supposed to be a VTuber in the first place, but life happens and somehow, this may be the cheesiest line ever, but I guess when it's for you, it's for you. So here we are. And I guess one of the most important lessons I've learned really is to just keep striving and doing whatever the heck you love. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're not hurting anybody and as long as you trust yourself and you know what you're doing, then just keep at it and things will eventually start to form something, it's everything is a process and a lot of things do take time, so you just really got to trust in yourself, set some goals and expectations, and eventually once you find that right vibe, that right groove, and then you just keep going at it, like a bicycle, like once you find that right right pedal and you push yourself and then you just continue and continue, and everything just eventually works out, like you will be experiencing a lot of bumps in the road, but that's how it is. You will have to pick yourself up again and then start over and or start where you came from, or sometimes you drop and then you fall down, you hurt yourself, and then you just heal and then just try again. That's it. Just continuously just keep moving forward, and eventually things will turn out, the way hopefully things go as planned. And if it's not as planned, then maybe something else is coming for you. Just be positive about it, really.
So speaking of something else, you've moved. I the first time that we talked, you
Mm.
your model was different, right? So
Aha, yeah.
yes, yes. So what makes your model now, your 2.0 model special, unique?
Oh, okay. This one I can definitely answer. I this is gonna be a short and sweet answer, but it's unique because it's me, because I made it. It's not made by another person. It's not made by people that were previously part of where I was. This one is literally just made by me. The design itself, and I did have help rather with the artist, but the reason why 2.0 Asha came to be in the first place was because I wanted to start somewhere where I can proudly say that this is my work and my work alone. And it might sound how do I say this? It might sound a little out of context, I would say, for those who have never actually seen me start as my original model, but it means so much to me that now I'm able to be who I want to be without any restrictions. This model is a representation of my freedom as a VTuber.
And you drew this by yourself. You drew the concept and all.
Yes, I did. I did have help with the actual artist, of course, and the Live 2D rigger as well. But the idea behind it, the actual concept, I drew it on my own. I sketched it. I have the concept art and everything, and the only thing that I wanted to I had to retain something from the original Asha. So I kept the hair color and the eye color, but everything else is all me.
It's not even an upgrade, it's a total overhaul of everything that is you in order to be you and in order to express yourself. So that's something else. I didn't even ask you that for a long time since the last time that we had our discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's on its own, it's unique. And perhaps that perhaps I'll ask this as well, because there are
Mm-hmm.
challenges in the VTubing scene, and people are focusing on the bigger ones, the top dogs, leaving the scene, which makes the future of VTubing as with their eyes, in their eyes, bleak. So what do you think about VTubing in the future?
I'm pretty sure. How can I explain this? I'm pretty sure somebody's bound to come up, you know? People come and go, and it works the same way with any other job or any other career, any other content creator, streamer, whatever. It happens, but I don't think VTubing in itself will end necessarily, as there's tons of potential in this community that are genuinely just out there being just waiting to be discovered. So many gems that have yet to be polished, so many rocks under the sea. When you open them, they're probably like amazing diamonds and stuff like that. And it's been such a long time that we've been focusing a lot of our time and effort on people that are already popular, and it's great. They deserve those popularity. They've been somewhere. They've earned it. They've gotten this far. But there's always room for opportunity for other people, other VTubers as well, who are striving so hard to become the next big thing. And it's not impossible. Like, it's just really hard at the moment because, whenever, like, let's face it, corpo can be restricting sometimes. There are things that you can and cannot do, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are aware of that. But that's the thing, we have to do something, we have to get somewhere, and that's just a few opportunities that they can do when they're in a part of a corporation. But somewhere out there, there are other things that a VTubing can do, and it's really honestly the next big thing at the moment. So times like these, we just gotta strive harder, and eventually, who knows? The world is the biggest gotcha ever. Like, somewhere out there, we're gonna meet that quality 5-star characters that can basically just top the top dogs, or change everything really. So we just gotta hope for the best for the future of VTubing.
Thank you very much for that. Now, we are almost closing this episode, and I'd like to ask you if you have any other projects in the future coming up, anything that's coming up.
I can't say a lot. Like, when I meant that, I can't say certain things because they are kind of secret. But what I can tell you is that I am working really, really hard to be able to collaborate with a bunch of really cool people, and I'm already on my way to something nice in the future. Other projects that I can talk about are my music related projects. I am working on more music related content. I want to focus more on music production this year. So please do expect more uploads, hopefully in the future, in my socials, my YouTube channel, and so on. So those are some of the projects that I can talk about. And I might do, hopefully in the future, I might also work on a tournament. Might be Tekken 8 tournament. We'll see. I am talking to the community about it. So that might be my next project that I can talk about. And yeah, apart from that, everything is gonna be a secret until it will be revealed sometime in the future.
Interesting, interesting teaser. Now, you did mention that you've collaborated with like several VTubers already, and I do remember one time you won a date with Kichan, right?
Oh no, no, I did not.
So what was that?
I didn't. That wasn't the prize.
So what was the surprise?
There wasn't a prize. Okay, for context, for the event that you were talking about, I was asked to join a dating show for my friend Kichan, and I was with two other contestants as well, Agi Tamagoki and Kiki Lockhart. And the event itself, surprisingly, um kind of coincided with the idea for what we were supposed to be doing realistically, which was we were going to be hanging out the next day. And
Oh.
Keishan had nothing to do with the dating show. She had no zero clue I was gonna be part of it. It was all under her managers who wanted to do the dating show, and it was
Oh.
all pure luck that I won the event itself. So that's why if you actually watch the VOD, the one of the things that Kichan says was that the date came first before the actual game show. So the event was meant to be, I think, yeah, it was just meant to be for fun for Kichan. Maybe I don't particularly know why her managers decided to do a game show for her, but the date that we had, quote unquote, the brunch date that me and Kichan did was already set in stone a month before, I think, or months before, around Cosmatsu, I believe, before all of this happened. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily a prize. Rather, the game show was just out of nowhere. It just happened before the day when we had to go out.
But okay, okay. Think of it this way. Think of it this way. You're the one I'm going on a date with tomorrow.
All right, I see. So, okay, that ends our questions. Do you have, if there's one question that you'd like to answer yourself, what would it be?
Any question to answer myself? I think we've already covered a lot at this point.
Will you do a cooking stream?
Will I do a cooking stream? Okay, good question. All right. So there are a few streams that I have in mind that I will most likely do in the future, but I have to set up a proper location first. So the only reason why I'm not like doing like a complete cooking stream, honestly, is because one, the outside is very noisy. It's not a good place to actually stream. And two, it's kind of hard to set the stuff up outside because of how the house itself is constructed. So the a lot of the streams that I want to do, the only reason why I can't do them is mostly because of um where I'm located and stuff, and also just the overall like how noisy the background is. But I am very motivated to do like more IRL streams in the future. Like obviously not showing my face or anything like that, but like cooking streams or any like before I remember doing the Japanese candy kit stream. So more of that also in the future. But yeah, mostly a lot of like hand streams or half body streamed and stuff like that. So you will expect it sometime once I figure how to arrange my setup in my house. But yeah, it's something that I've been trying to plan out of the moment.
All right. So, with that said, Asha, thank you very much for joining us. And how can we reach out to you online?
No, not really. Okay, so in terms of my socials, if you guys want to reach me, feel free to check out my main social, which is my Twitter. I'm also, or X rather, I'm also on Discord. My community is very much open to those who just want to hang out and chill, so feel free to check that as well. I also have, of course, my YouTube channel for posting content, clips, my music as of recently. Please go ahead and check that out as well. And also TikTok.
All right. Thank you very much, Asha. And that wraps up our spotlight feature here on VTuber Newsdrop. For more stories, read VTuber Newsdrop. It's online at VTuberNewsDrop.com. We are most active on Twitter or X at VTuber Newsdrop. And from all of us here at VTuber Newsdrop, thank you very much, Asha, for having us. My name is Jay Agonoy, and this is VTuber Newsdrop.